Hey everyone, Spicy Toast Gaming here, and let's check out the Poro King, Lord of the Fluffit for our first impressions. So starting off with the champion, he is a 5-cost Poro and a 4/4. Each round, the first time you summon another Poro, create a Poro Snacks in hand. And then the level up is you've summoned 6 or more other new Poros. Once he levels up, he goes to a 5/5, and now each round, the first time you summon another Poro, create a random special Snacks in hand. His champion spell is the Poro King's Council Call, so draw 2 different Poro followers and grant them 1/1, and then since this is a champion spell, create a Poro King in your deck. So 3-cost burst, not bad, getting some more Poros on the board. So before he's leveled up, the spell he's generating, this is the 3-cost burst Poro Snacks, so grant Poro allies everywhere, so even some you haven't made yet, 1/1, great way to scale up your units. Now, once he is leveled up, he's now going to start making these special snacks. So they all have the same effect as the Poro Snacks, the grant Poro allies everywhere 1/1, but these all cost 2 mana instead of 3, so they're all just cheaper while doing the same effect, but then they also have a special effect. So here for the Espresso Snack, we get give 2 Poro allies Challenger this round. Then we have the Frosted Snack, which is frostbite an enemy with 3 or less health. Colorful Snack, grant allied champions everywhere 1/1 and a random keyword. So this is a permanent effect. I think this is probably going to be the strongest one you can grab. And then the Pepper Snack. So give Poro allies impact this round. Normally going to have a full board of Poros or close to it, so giving them all impact is really going to help you deal a nice chunk of extra damage to the enemy nexus, if you're attacking that is. So it seems like a very strong and fun champion. Let's take a look at his star powers. So for the 1-star, Stronger Together, round start if allies have 4 or more unique keywords, grant allies 1/1. So this normally won't be triggering for the first couple rounds, but once you get this going, it should be quite strong, scaling up all of your board. For the 2-star, we have For the King, +1 starting mana, round end. If an ally died this round, grant your weakest ally 1/1 and a random keyword that allies don't have. So this is a great way to feed into your first star power, making sure you're getting more keywords so you can start triggering this stacking buff. And then for the 3-star, it's just round start. If allies have 4 or more unique keywords, grant allies 2/2. So just a doubling of the first star power. Also notice this is round start, whereas the second star power is round end. So at the end of the round, you'll be able to get that unique keyword, and then potentially the next round you can trigger your other star power, being able to buff up your entire board. So some very strong synergy here, both scaling up your units as well as giving you unique keywords and then buffing you up if you have those unique keywords. So these will really be star powers you have to build around. You're going to really be trying to get a lot of different keywords, but if you're able to do that, you should be able to scale up quite crazy, especially since you also have all these Poro Snacks and stuff going off, further buffing up your units since most of your units will be Poros. Taking a look at the starting deck now. So we have Lonely Poro as a 1-cost. So 1-cost Poro, 1/1. When I'm summoned, create another random 1-cost Poro in hand. So solid card just for generating more Poros. And most Poros do have a unique keyword, so that should help you with your star powers. I'm also going to guess that the champion level ups, you're going to be able to get maybe a Shadow Totem. So when you play this, you also summon another copy, which then would give you 2 Poros in hand. That would be my guess. We'll see after we go through the starting deck, but that could be quite strong if that's the case. Then we have the Pouty Poro. So 1-cost, 1/1, but empowered, Overwhelm, Regen, and Tough. So if you can get this unit to 3 power, you're going to get 3 keywords right there. And remember, for one of your star powers, you have to have 4 unique keywords. So as long as you can buff this up, you're getting 3 of them right there. So this will be really great for starting to trigger your star powers early. Next up, we have Poro Stories. So 2-cost burst, create 3 random 1-cost Poros in hand. Again, a great way to generate more Poros. And most of those Poros should have unique keywords, so you can start getting your scaling off fairly quickly. Next, we have the Chemtech Catamobile. So 3-cost, 0/4. I have 1 power for each 1-cost ally you've summoned this game. So we're going to be summoning a ton of 1-cost allies. Getting this on your board early, then letting it scale up should be decently strong. Then we have Poro Snacks in our deck. This is very nice to see this is already in our deck, so we're not just going to have to rely on the ones that the Poro King makes, but this will further let us get items for this and just start our scaling. So this will be great to have. Next up, we have Poro Nip. So this is a unique card that they made just for this deck. So 4-cost fast, allied Poros strike an enemy, with probably just the cutest art for any spell in the game. This is absolutely adorable. So I haven't played with this yet, but I imagine this is all of your Poros striking an enemy unit, which, especially later in the game, is going to be dealing absolutely massive amounts of damage. Like, not even Aurelion Sol is going to be able to stand up to all of your Poros striking them. So this will be quite fun to play with. It is a bit expensive for a strike card, but since I think it's going to be all allied Poros, it's well going to be worth it. Next up, we have Professor Von Yip. So 4-cost cat, 2/3. When you summon a 1-cost ally, grant it 2/2. Getting this on your board early, or as early as possible, to help buff up all your 1-cost units will really help you out, since most of your Poros are 1-costs. Then you see we have the Poro King for a 5-cost, and then 6, we have Heart of the Fluffet. So this card is going to be pretty crazy. This is your game-winning card. So 6-cost 4/4, play, combine your Poro followers into a Fluffet of Poros, and grant it their stats and positive keywords. So you play this card, all your Poros get sucked up into this giant ball, Fluffet of Poros, and last breath summon a Heart of the Fluffet. So all your Poros get combined together, and it's just going to be this absolutely massive unit, which again, if you look at the card art, absolutely adorable. So this is really going to be a game-ending card, because you're going to be stacking up all your units, and then you're combining them all and using them to end the game. This will probably have like Overwhelm, Elusive, Lifesteal, like tons of different effects. And if somehow this gets killed, then you just wind up with this 4/4 unit after, which isn't bad. So this will be a very strong card. I'm really happy to see that they added this into your starting deck and not something you have to pick up from the shop. So before we even look at the champion level ups and how they're going to add items to this, I think this is a very strong starting deck. Great. Really love to see it. If I was making this deck, I feel like the only thing I would change is maybe change Chemtech Caterpillar to the Poro Herder, but really can't complain. I think this is going to be a great deck. Let's take a look at the champion level ups. So Lonely Poro gets Stud Leather, so it's going to be a 2/2, not bad. Pouty Poro gets the Philosopher's Stone, so when I'm summoned, draw 1, also decent. Next we get the Chemtech Catamobile with the Great Clubs that Overwhelm, so if you're able to get this scaled up, it'll be able to deal a decent amount of damage to the enemy nexus. Poro Nip gets Mana Potion, so it goes down to a 3-cost, that's quite nice to see. Poro Stories gets Poro Snack. So not only is this creating 3 random Poros in your hand, it's also going to summon a random 1-cost Poro. That is amazing. This is really going to be an item that whenever you're going through your adventures, you're going to want to pick up whenever you see it on an item, because it's going to be so much stronger for you. So Heart of the Fluffet gets Phage, so it goes to a 6/6. Not bad. Professor Von Yip gets Nomad's Medallion. This is massive. So it goes to a 2-cost, meaning you could play this at the very start of the game if you have your 2 stars. That is absolutely crazy. This will really help you scale up your units. That is a game-changing upgrade right there. You're going to have a massive power spike once you hit 18. Alright, next, Poro Snacks get Hex Tech Fabricator, grant your strongest ally a random rare item this game. This will be very strong because we have the Poro Snacks in our starting deck, but then also the Poro King is making more of them before he levels up. So getting those Hex Tech Fabricators will probably be very nice to have. Next we see Poro Snacks also gets a health potion, giving us some sustain. That seems great. And our last upgrade is Professor Von Yip gets a Chain Vest. Very nice to see. Make him a little bit harder to take off the board, and we want him just sitting on the board, buffing up all of our Poros throughout the entire game. I think this is a very well-made deck, and the upgrades are very strong. Having that 2-cost Professor Von Yip is going to really be a game changer. But then also some of the other upgrades in there just are working perfectly for what we want to do. Like the Poro Stories, also generating or summoning a random 1-cost Poro. That's great. The Poro Snacks having both a health potion and a Hex Tech Fabricator, also amazing. And then even the Poro Nip going down to a 3-cost. Very, very powerful. I think this deck is really going to be one to get reckoned with. For our relics, I think I'm just going to go with the Star Child Staff to start. The deck might be a little bit weak before we get some levels under us. So just for those first couple matches, having a little bit of extra sustain, I think would be pretty good. Alright, that's it for our first impressions for the Poro King. Really excited, can't wait to play him. If you want to see me playing him, leveling him up, also doing guides on him, definitely like and subscribe. Those videos will be coming out in the next couple days and weeks. Also, we just launched a Discord. If you want to join, there'll be a link in the description. We have an awesome, fast-growing community of Path to Champions players. Love to see you join that community. I hope you have a great day.